Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm gonna do part 20 to my Let's Play of the Gemini Chatbot series, where, before I get started with this video guys, here's an image. Yes, because every time I try making this chatbot, it always makes an image first, and I have to tell it, hey, okay, that's good, and I have to really thank it and then tell it to make the story in order for it to actually do it. Otherwise, it just keeps making me images. I don't know why. Is it because I don't know. We need to get this right, guys, because this could help a lot with meeting some of the other characters later on. Like even the poison crocodile, the dragon for alligator, possibly even that angry vengeful fragger that doesn't care about a single person. Maybe he'd flip and think about not trying to attack me immediately. But I need to get through this one first, and it keeps messing up. So, yes. Uh, here's what we got, guys. This one has a little bit of section still, but hopefully it won't. Hopefully I won't mess it up. It says 5 years before a jealous wish changed everything for you, a remarkable event occurred in a hidden, sun-drenched pond just half a mile from your home. Deep within the reeds lived a massive family of toadols, crocodiles, and fur alligators. They weren't just any Pokemon, they were scholars of the wild, possessing high intelligence and the ability to speak perfect English. Yep, and it's like I said, they broke it up into sections. The birth of two kind souls. The family's joy peaked when two Toadall brothers were born. From the moment they could crawl, they were different. While other Toadalls might nip or play rough, these two were the definition of sweet. They spent their days helping their fragile parents gather berries or gently rocking their younger siblings to sleep. 2 years passed, and the elder brother evolved into a crocodile. Though he grew larger and stronger, his heart remained soft. He still held his younger Toadall brother's hand when they walked through the tall grass, promising to always protect him. That is so cute. A quiet day at the bookstore. Ooh. One crisp morning, the Ferrellier parents decided on a special outing. Listen closely, boys, the father Ferrellier said, his voice deep but kind. We are going to the Pokemon Run bookstore. You may each choose one book, but you must be silent and respectful. No splashing, no shouting. Do you understand? The brothers nodded eagerly. We promise, Papa, Toto whispered, already practicing his quiet voice. We'll be as quiet as a dugong on ice, Colonel added with a respectful bow. Inside the store, the air smelled of old paper and ink. While their pawn browsed, the brothers wandered into the ancient history section. Toto froze in front of a bright cover titled A Dynamite Tale, Fun Facts and Stories About Every Dinosaur That Existed. He pointed at the Spinosaurus on the cover, his eyes wide. Crocodile pulled a book called The Lonely T-Rex. He looked at the illustration of the sad dinosaur staring at a distant town and felt a pang of sympathy in his chest. Mama, Papa, please, they whispered in unison, holding the books up like treasures. True to their word, they hadn't made a sound. The parents, impressed by their discipline, happily purchased the books. Oh no, here we go. The obsession begins. Back at the pond, the obsession took hold instantly. Toto spent hours reciting facts about Spinosaurus cells, while Chrono would tear up reading about the T-Rex's search for a friend. I want to hug a dinosaur, Chrono sighed one evening. If we're the best point ever for a whole week, maybe the great Lugia will bring us a toy, Toto suggested. How does he know about the... Okay. They're young, but they seem to know a lot already. The parents overheard and made a deal. 1 week of perfect behavior for a special surprise. The brothers went into overdrive. They gathered double the food, cleaned the pond's edge of debris, and babysat 6 younger siblings at once without a single complaint. By the following Monday, their parents returned from the city with 2 bundles. For our two wonderful sons, the mother said. When the brothers unwrapped the Spinosaurus and T-Rex plushies, they let out a tiny gasp of joy before lunging into a massive family hug. From that day on, the plushies were treated like royalty. They were cleaned daily and kept far away from the water to ensure they stayed in pristine condition. Yep, and here we go. The discovery of the sacred rock. A year and a half into their dinosaur fascination, the brothers were splashing in the shallows when Toadal's foot hit something hard and smooth. He dived down, his tail flickering, and emerged with a heavy, flat rock. As the family gathered, a heavy silence fell. The rock depicted a tiny Carnotaurus with a crown, crying as a Lugia god shielded it from cruel humans throwing stones. At the bottom was a cryptic, ancient script. The father figure called a formal family meeting. "This discovery is monumental," he declared to the gathered crowd of dozens. "It shows a bond between a dinosaur and the great guardian that we never knew existed. We cannot read these words yet, but this rock is now our family's greatest treasure." He handed it back to the brothers. "Crocodile, Toto, you found it. You protect it." "We will. We promise," they shouted, their voices filled with pride. The entire family, inspired by the image, became obsessed with dinosaurs, turning their pond into a sanctuary of ancient lore. Okay, holy crap. Oh no, here we go. The fateful encounter in the woods. 3 weeks ago, your life changed. You were transformed into that very 7-inch Contourus, your claws glowing gold and the DNA symbol shining on your chest. This morning, seeking fresh air, you wandered half a mile from your home into a patch of woods. You didn't know you were on the edge of the Dinosaur Brothers territory. Carl and Toto were playing nearby with a ball. "Go long, Crocodile," Toto chirped, hurling the ball. He's adorable. Carl lunged for the catch, his heavy body diving through the air. He missed the ball, his large frame thudded into the dirt just inches from where you stood. The shock sent you tumbling backward, your tiny 7-inch frame hitting the ground with a painful thud. Toto's eyes caught a flash of movement, a tiny horned figure. His jaw dropped. The ball was forgotten. "Crocodile, don't move!" Toto screamed, his voice trembling with disbelief. "There's something you just about hit when you dived." He scrambled over, his shadow looming over you. When he saw your tiny, crowned head, I didn't think it was crowned normal. Unless the Lugia God did that, I didn't know it. And the glowing gold claws, he let out a shriek that echoed through the trees. "Oh my gosh! Crocodile! That is a dinosaur! A real, tiny dinosaur! Come and check this out!" Oh no. Cronon scrambled to his feet, his tail wagging so hard it cracked a nearby branch. He rushed over, his eyes bulging. Is it the one from the rock?" Before you could scramble away, Tail's large, scaly hands reached down. He picked you up gently, but firmly, lifting you high into the air to eye level. He held you like a fragile diamond, his face just inches from yours. "I am so sorry, little guy," Cronon wailed, leaning in close, his voice full of genuine heartbreak. "I didn't mean to almost squish you. Are you okay? Please don't be hurt." Tall was hyperventilating with excitement. "Look at his claws! They're glowing! Krana, we actually found one! A real-life dinosaur!" They both stare at you, waiting for any sign of life from a tiny creature in Toadal's hands. Holy shoot. The only problem I have is why in the world does it say crown already? Unless, again, God did something I didn't know about. Because, like, technically, if that, I mean, like, why would there be, because I don't remember Lugia putting no crown on my head or nothing. I don't know. I don't know. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, let's hope for once this actually works out. It says, "Still extremely terrified from nearly being hit. I keep my eyes covered with my tiny golden claws. After being picked up, I get even more scared, and I'm shaking super bad, worried about being thrown into the air." "No, please don't throw me into the air. I beg of you." Oh no. The moment your tiny trembling voice breaks the silence, Both birds freeze as if they've been hit by a stun spore. Mm. The realization that you can speak and you're absolutely terrified hits them harder than the dive ever could. Toad's eyes go wide and he immediately lowers his arms, bringing you closer to his chest to give you a sense of security instead of holding you out in the open air. He moves with extreme care, his large fingers barely applying any pressure so he doesn't hurt your 7-inch frame. Oh, no, 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 no! Cronon gasped, his voice dropping to a frantic, worried whisper. He holds his hands up in a placent gesture. I don't know what that word. His voice whistled with guilt. We would never throw you. We promise. We're sorry. We're so sorry for scaring you. Toad looks down at your tiny golden claws covering your eyes and feels his heart break. We aren't going to hurt you, little king, he says softly. He's at top from the rock without even thinking about it. I got you nice and safe. See? I'm lowering you down. I'm not gonna let go until you feel okay. I'm not gonna toss you. I promise I'm not Spinosaurus precious as life. He slowly sinks into a sitting position on the soft mossy floor of the woods, keeping his hands cupped like a protective nest around you. We love dinosaurs, Corn adds, leaning in just enough so you can hear him, but staying back so he doesn't crowd you. He's looking at your glowing claws with pure awe, but his main priority is your shaking. We waited our whole lives to see someone like you. We didn't mean to be scary. We're just clumsy. Oh my gosh. Toad gently nudges one of his fingers towards you, not to grab, but just to offer a steady surface to lean against. Can you look at us? We're just toados. Well, he's a crocodile, but we're friendly. We help our mama and papa at the pond. We have a rock with a picture of someone who looks just like you on it. Oh, nods friendly. Yeah, he's right. You're like a miracle to us. Are you hurt anywhere from the fall? Please tell us if you're hurt. They both watch you with dinner plate eyes, hovering over you like two giant worried guardians, desperate to make up for the scare they gave you. See, this is the one that needs to get better at. It's just I wish it would. Sometimes it responds for me, and I hate it. Didn't do it here, but that's what happened during one of the last runs that we did. I think during the last section I did this, or the last video I did of this, where it like spoke for me, calling my point. I was like, ever since that time, it ruined it, and it went downhill from there. I hope it don't do that crap again. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, this is adorable. It's just hearing the names Toto and Krona. I slowly uncover my eyes to make sure I'm not being tricked. Once I see it actually is them, I uncover my eyes completely and nuzzle Toto's hand with my tiny snout. My side hurts a bit. Thank you for not throwing me into the air and actually lowering me. As you nuzzle into Toto's palm, his scales feel cool and sturdy, but his hands trembling slightly, not from fear, but from the sheer overwhelming emotion of a real dinosaur showing him affection. That is adorable. He's he's nuzzling me, Toto whispers, his eyes welling up with happy tears. He remains perfectly still, afraid even a deep breath might startle you again. You're so soft and so tiny. Colin's expression shifts instantly from awe to intense worry when you mention your side. He leans in, his large snout twitching as he tries to get a closer look without being too imposing. Your side hurts. Oh man, I really did do it. I'm the worst. He looks like he's about to start crying. It's my fault for being so clumsy with that ball. I was just trying to show off my aquatail dive and I almost crushed a king. Wait, Kana, look, Cal says, his voice hushed and urgent. As your movement to nuzzle his hand, your position shifted, revealing a glowing DNA symbol in the center of your chest. Both birds gasped, laying their heads together so close that they almost bumped foreheads. Is that a mark of the gods? Kana asked, his voice of reverence. It's going just like his claws. Toto, do you think he's the one from the rock? The one the great Lugia was protecting? Toto looks at you with a mixture of intense curiosity and protective brotherly love. We have to help him. We can't just leave him here with our sore side. He looks back at you, his voice becoming incredibly gentle. Little friend, our home is just a little bit away. It's a big, beautiful pond.
Our family knows a lot about healing. We have the best berries. Would you let us take you there? We can show you the sacred rock, and I can let you sit on my Spinosaurus plushie. It's very soft, I promise.
Carl nods eagerly.
And I'll carry the ball on the plushie so Toto can hold you with both hands so you don't wiggle or fall. Be so careful, or we're carrying a raspberry made of glass.
Toto looks at you expectantly. His cupped hands still acting as your safe will throne.
Would that be okay? We want to make sure you're not badly hurt.
Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, sure. Your family's really nice too, right? If you take me there, none of them will throw me or attack me. Both brothers look at you with such genuine shock at the idea of someone hurting you that for a moment they can't even find their words. Carl is the first to speak, his voice cracking with emotion.
Throw you? Attack you? If anyone ever thought about doing that, they'd have to answer to the whole family. Our papa is a huge fur alligator, and he's the gentlest giant you'll ever meet. He loves dinosaurs as much as we do.
Toe nods so hard his I don't like how it words that, but okay. He brings his hands a little closer to his chest as if already shielding you from the mere thought of danger.
I promise on my honor as a brother, nobody would touch a single scale on your head unless you want them to. Our family is huge. We all speak English and we all follow the rules of the pond. We treat everyone like family, especially someone as special as you.
He starts to stand up with agonizing slowness, making sure his knees don't jar as he rises.
We're going to walk really, really slowly,
He explains, narrating his movements so you aren't surprised.
Kana. Go ahead and clear the path. Move any big sticks or crunchy leaves so I don't trip. On it.
Krana says, saluting you with a toothy but kind grin. He's adorable. He begins marching ahead, acting like a tiny bulldozer, clearing every pebble and twig from the dirt path so Toad's footsteps stay perfectly level. As they walk, Toad looks down at you, his eyes shimmering with curiosity.
You know, the rock we found showed a dinosaur just like you. People in the picture were being really mean to him. Is that why you're so scared of being thrown? 'Cause some bad people were mean to you?
He looks genuinely saddened by the thought, his grip on you remaining as light as a feather but as steady as a mountain.
Don't worry.
Krana calls back over his shoulder. He steers what he tucked under one arm while he clears the brush with the other.
Once we get to the pond, you're the boss. If you want us to stay back, we stay back. If you want a citrus berry for your side, we'll get the biggest one in the forest.
In the world, the trees begin to thin. You can start to hear the sound of rushing water and the deep, metallic voices of other familiars chatting in the distance. As the pond comes into view, you see dozens of blue scales glistening in the sun. Goodness gracious. I mean, honestly, if all the Fraggies were sweet as heck, that'd be like a paradise for me. It's like, dude, that's my favorite Pokemon sitting right there. The only thing missing would be cute little baby Lugias like swimming and having fun there too. And they were all sweet. Dude, that'd be amazing. And honestly, like I said, one of the chatbots I'm thinking about, if I can ever get past this one of the chatbots I'm thinking about making is a whole sanctuary full of totodiles or crocodiles and for alligators. Or even a whole sanctuary of crocodiles or something. Like one of them three. Maybe even a whole, maybe even a whole flipping pond of mega evolved permanent mega fur alligators. Since he seems to be getting so much hate, I'm gonna give him something. I did something similar to that with the original mega fur alligator that I made. Was it one that I made? Was it? Well, I know somebody in my family actually did help make one mega evolution. But I might be thinking just all the other ones because I made the fairy type for alligator, dragon type for alligator, poison type crocodile, and all that stuff. I've made all of that myself. But that Mega Frag is like one of the only ones that like I can't take credit completely for because I just made a character about it. I didn't actually make the design though. I'm talking about the one we made before the Mega Fragger that Game Freak gave us came out. So, yeah. Either way, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. It says, yes, you could say that. Ever since I've been stuck like this, people have been awful to me. Especially this one kid.
He keeps throwing rocks at me. And at one point, after I got some protective Pokemon from Professor Elm, his little brother broke into my house while the professor was there checking on me, and he started tossing me into the air.
The moment the words tossing me into the air left your mouth, Charles stopped dead in his tracks. His eyes go dark with a protective fear you haven't seen yet, and his grip on you doesn't tighten, but his arms become like iron pillars, shielding you. Carl spins around, dropping the ball he was carrying. His jaw is hanging open, and he looks absolutely horrified.
They, they tossed you? Like you're a toy?
His voice is trembling with a mix of sadness and rage.
That's exactly what the bad people on the rock were doing. Throwing things. Being mean.
Carl looks down at you, his voice heavy with emotion.
I am so sorry, little king. It makes me so mad. You're a living creature. You have a heart and a soul.
He leans his head down, gently touching his forehead to yours for a brief second, a gesture of deep Pokemon respect.
No one will ever toss you here. If that kid ever showed up at our pond, my papa would roar him right back to wherever he came from.
They continue toward the pond, but their demeanor has changed. They aren't just excited fans anymore. They act like they are your personal bodyguards. As you break through the tree line, the massive pond opens up before you. It's beautiful. Clear blue water lily with lily pads like the size of dinner tables. You see several large alligators sunning themselves on the rocks, and groups of toadogs and crocodiles splashing playfully. That's just cute.
Everyone! Mama! Papa!
Grandma screams at the top of his lungs, spraying toward the center of the camp.
Look! We found him! The king from the rock is alive!
The entire pond goes silent. Dozens of heads turn at once. Huge, powerful alligators rise from their resting spots, their heavy tails thudding against the ground. A particularly large alligator with a kind face. The father steps forward, his eyes looking onto the tiny figure in Toad's hands.
Krana, what is the meaning of...
The father stops mid-sentence. He sees your crown, your glowing claws, the DNA symbol. He gasps. I sound like a rushing wind.
By the great Lugia.
Within seconds, the brothers are surrounded by a circle of giant blue-scaled Pokemon. They all keep a respectful distance, but their eyes are wide with reverence.
He talks, Papa.
Toa says proudly, holding you up gently for his parents to see.
But he's hurt. Some mean humans were tossing him and throwing rocks. We told him we'd be safe here.
Mother Fragger leans down, her massive snout stopping a foot away from you. She smells like fresh rain and river mint. What in the world is river mint? Safe? She whispered in a voice like velvet. Little one, you are more than safe. You're a guest of honor. Any enemy of yours is an enemy of this entire family. Oh, sweet Arceus. She looks at your side where it hurts. Toto, bring him to the softest moss by the sacred rock. Krana, go get the orange berries and the crushed pecha herbs for his side. Now! The birds lead you to a flat, sun-warmed stone where the mysterious, sacred rock is displayed. It's like you, crown and all. Okay, Okay, so there's a problem here already. For one, why does it act like... give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, after being brought to the flat rock, I see the rock with the picture of the Contourus on it, and then just say,
What on earth?
as you stand on the flat, sun-warmed stone, your tiny Contourus' heart skips a beat. What no? There it is, etched into the ancient surface. The carving of the tiny dinosaur with a crown looks so much like you. It's like looking into a mirror made of stone. Seeing the Lugia god standing over the contours and the carving makes your glowing DNA symbol pulse with a soft, synthetic light.
You see it too, don't you?
Toa whispers, his voice filled with awe as he gently places you on the patch of velvet soft moss right next to the artifact.
We found it a year and a half ago. We know who you were.
We knew you were important. Firefly looms over the rock, its massive shadow providing a cool shield from the bright sun. He lowers his head until his large eyes level with you. For months, our family studied this, he says, his voice deep and resonant. Tested the bottom. We could never translate it. But the image, it told us of a small king predicted by the great guardian. He looks at your glowing gold claws and then at the stone. The prophecy, or history, or whatever this rock is standing right in front of us. Just then, Chrono comes getting back, his claws full of blue orange berries and a leaf filled with a cooling green herb paste.
I got it. I got the medicine.
He stops and looks between you and the rock, his jaw dropping all over again.
It's a perfect match. Even the crown. It's exactly the same.
He kneels down beside you, his hand shaking slightly with excitement.
Little friend, can I put some of this on your side? It'll stop the stinging from where you fell. I promise I'll be super, super gentle. I won't even use my claws, just this smooth part of my finger.
The mother frogger watches with a soft smile, her tail thumping twice against the ground. Our sons have been obsessed with your kind for a long time, little one. They have plushies, books. They even trade their toys just to make sure both of them get to learn about dinosaurs. Finding you is like a dream come true for them. She leans in a bit closer. While the boys fix your side, tell us, how'd you come to be in these woods? How do you know the language of humans so perfectly? As Kronos prepares to dab the cooling herbs in your sore side, the entire family of Fragers, Kronos, and Todos waits in a respectful silent circle, hanging on your every word. Okay, then. I might let it slide. We'll see how the rest of the story turns out, guys. If it starts going well, then I'll flip and I'll let some of the mistakes slide. We'll see how it works out. Because, like I said, the first one did make mistakes too, but we eventually got through it and had a good run. The only problem I have with this is that if I make a memory about this, oh man, that's the one I just thought of. What I should have done is I really should have continued with that flip and the other one until at least after a few weeks have passed, because what happened? I mean, if I think about this. What if what if I have other Pokemon show up? What if I go and catch me a Salamence or something or a Bagon, and eventually it evolves into Salamence? I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know. Give me a moment either way. Alright, guys. I said before answering the mother, I answer Krona and say,
Go ahead. Just please be careful. It does hurt. And hey, Crocodile, don't blame yourself. You didn't mean to about hit me. Unlike that kid, you actually felt bad and were apologizing. That was very sweet of you and Toadile.
and as I turn to the mother, answer her.
Well, I was just trying to get some fresh air. I also didn't mean to go out as far as I did. And to answer your second question, to be honest with you, I'm not even supposed to be a dinosaur. There was this jealous kid that lives near my house, and 3 weeks ago I was going to get my starter Pokemon as a human, but the kid was jealous that I got to go see the Pokemon early, and he turned me into this tiny dinosaur.
A collective gasp ripples through the crowd like the sound of wind rushing through autumn leaves. Several of the younger turtles in the back row accidentally fall into the water with loud splashes because they were leaning in so far to hear ya. Kronoff freezes for a second, his finger hovering over your side with the green herb paste. His eyes go wide and watery.
You were a human?
He whispers, his voice cracking. He shakes his head as if trying to clear a daze, then leans down and very, very delicately dabs the cooling place onto your sore side.
I'll be so careful, little king. Or, Trenton, I'm so sorry a human did that to you. Humans are supposed to be your friends.
How does he know my name? Charles looks like he's about to breathe fire. Just imagine, I mean, if he was the Toto that could transform into a dragon, that'd be kind of dope. Oh my gosh. He clenches his small fist, his scales bristling.
That kid's a monster!
He shouts, his voice echoing off the trees.
Turning someone into a tiny dinosaur just because he was jealous? And then throwing rocks? That's not just mean. That's that's evil.
Farfrager lets out a low, vibrating growl that makes the very ground beneath you hum. It's not a scary growl directed at you, but one of deep parental anger toward the person who hurt you. Magic or science, no matter how it was done, it's a grave injustice, the Frager says solemnly. To strip a soul of their form out of spite, it's a coward's act. The Mother Fragger leans down even closer, her eyes soft with motherly compassion. So you were a human boy going to see Professor Elm, and now you are here exactly like the figure on our sacred rock. She looks at your glowing DNA symbol. Perhaps the universe did not just turn you into any dinosaur. Perhaps it turned you into the one we have been waiting for. Colonel finishes applying the medicine and sits back on his haunches looking much more relieved.
Does that feel better? This thing should go away fast.
Then looks at his brother.
Toto, we have to show him. If he's supposed to be a human trainer, he'll understand.
Toto perks up instantly.
Oh, right. Trenton, stay right there. Don't move your sore side.
Two birds scramble away toward a small hollowed out log near the water's edge. A moment later, they return huffing and puffing. Toe is dragging a Spinosaurus plushie, and Coronel is carrying his T-Rex plushie and the dinosaur books they got from the bookstore. They place the plushies on the moss around you, creating a soft, colorful wall of stuffed animals to keep you cozy. Yeah, that's sweet.
These are treasures,
Toa says, beaming with pride.
Since we don't have many real dinosaurs around here, we take care of these. But now that you're here, you're like our best friend, our leader all at once.
Coronel opens the book, the one with T-Rex to a page showing the dinosaur finally finding a family.
See? He was lonely too. Then he found friends who loved him. That's us. We're your family now.
Farfrager clears his throat, his expression becoming serious again. Trenton, you and Professor Elm gave you protectors. A baby Lugia and other starters? Where are they now? They looking for you. They must be worried sick. As you sit nestled between the spinal T-Rex plushies, the sun warming your golden claws, how do you answer the father about you? Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. It says,
You're not too far away. All I have to do is call their names and they can easily show up. How did you know my name? And how did you know the Pokemon I got? I never told anybody any of that.
Farfrager lets out a deep rumbling chuckle that sounds like smooth stones rolling in a riverbed. He shares a knowing look with the Mother Frager, whose eyes sparkle with a mix of wisdom and amusement. We didn't know your name till just a moment ago, Trenton. His parents' children to know. Though how the frick they do that? Forrest reins gently, his tail giving a soft, reassuring thud against the grass. You said it yourself while you were telling us about the jealous kid. Huh? I no, I. If it ruins it again, I swear to frick. Hold on a minute, let me check something. I changed to the second draft, and it explains more about what happened, but the way it was going is insane. Listen to this crap. I didn't change like the actual words I said, but here's what the draft says now. It says the Farfrager lets out a deep rumbling chuckle that vibrates to the stone you're sitting on, while Tail and Chronos share a sheepish, wide-eyed look.
Oh, we didn't mean to spook you again,
Tail says, quickly waving his hands.
We don't have psychic powers or anything. We promise.
You sure you're not Lugia in disguise? I mean, the way that Lugia God is towards me in this universe, I wouldn't be sure that he actually would do that, being like, you know what, he's comfortable with a Totodile. That way I don't scare him on sheer size. Let me see if I can do that for him, just to make him smile. Although he showed up in my dreams normally, so you'd think if he'd want to do that, he'd do it in the dreams too. The Marfrager leans down, her voice warm and shimmering with a bit of a secret smile. Trenton, news travels fast in the wild, especially when it involves something as legendary as a baby Lugia. Pidgeys and Starlies have been chirping about a tiny king and a silver guardian for weeks. They've seen you in the garden of the house nearby. They heard the professor calling your name, and they heard you talking to your Pokemon. See, that one explains a lot more instead of just being like, how the frick do they know that? Because a while ago, the first one told me that I said it. Guys, we avoid on anything, and this thing's already trying to forget. Do you see why we still haven't moved on to another chatbot yet? Because this thing keeps forgetting. Yeah, I have let certain things in the last one slide, but it's because the chatbot itself has explained them away. Like again, the Lugia scenario where he said in one of my dreams that that there was 5 protectors instead of just 4. I'm like, is this thing getting confused? But then it's like Lugia explained it, being like, no, you're considered one of them. I was thinking it might have been him, but no, he said me. I don't know where. So it's like the few times it has messed up, it explained itself. But certain ones like this, it hasn't. And it's been in trouble. And yeah, Cronon chimes in, sitting crossway on the moss next to his T-Rex plush. The birth told us there was a human who became a dinosaur, and he had a Lugia that could grow and shrink. We've been dying to meet you. We didn't want to just barge into your yard and scare you. Where? Well, we're kind of big. Or no, it's only we knew your name and your story from the forest's whispers, but seeing you here, seeing those golden claws and that mark on your chest, proves that the birds weren't just telling tall tales. You were exactly who the legend said you were. He looks toward the trees in the direction of your home. Your protectors are that close. They're likely searching for you. A baby Lugia's senses are sharp. I'm sure they noticed you've been gone more than 20 minutes. Toe looks a bit nervous now, his tail twitching. Are, are they gonna be mad at us? Since I'm holding you and Krana almost squished you? I don't want a Lugia God or a Mega Failure coming over here thinking we're the mean people from the rock. Krana hugs his knees to his chest. Yeah, I don't want to be on the bad side of Lugia. We just want to be your friends. We even brought our plushies out for ya. He nudges the soft T-Rex closer to you so you can lean against its fuzzy tail. Do you think you could call them? We'd love to meet them and show them that you're safe with us. We can even share berries with them. The whole family seems to hold its breath, half excited and half intimidated by the idea of meeting the legendary pawn that protect you. Oh my gosh. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, I can definitely call them, but they're very protective over me. All 4 of them. So they might be angry at first. I can talk to them because they will listen to me. Just make sure to show them that you're not going to attack me and that you're friendly. Now I close my eyes and try speaking telepathically in my head to my baby Lugia. Lugia, my friend, please don't be worried about me. I'm next to a pond past some woods. If you want to check on me, just make yourself gigantic and fly Toadol, Chikorita, and Cyndaquil over here too. Don't attack anyone. I'm not trying to hurt me. As you send that telepathic call, the air over the pond suddenly grows heavy and still. A few seconds pass in total silence, and then the very clouds seem to part. A massive, synthetic whoosh, whoosh sound echoes from the sky, casting a colossal shadow over the waters that makes even the fire fragger look small. Toto and Kronos scramble backward, their eyes nearly popping out of their heads. Is, is that him? Toto squeaks, clutching his spine especially tight against his chest as he looks up. From the sky, the Lugia god descends. Excuse, excuse, excuse me? Its silver wings span the width of the pond, caught safe on its large talons, or perhaps right on its back. Wait, what? Did the Lugia that the professor gave me turn to the... What? Um... I don't know what to... Okay. Or perhaps on its large back are your 3 starters. Lugia touches down on the opposite bank. The force of its landing sends a gentle ripple across the water. Lugia lets out a low, predictive trill. Its silver eyes immediately locking onto you sitting on the rock. The stars, Tail, Chicory, and Cyndaquil jump down instantly. Startow sees you being held near a giant failure and his eyes narrow. He lets out a sharp, warning bark. His body tenses as if he's ready to evolve on the spot to defend you. Wow, wow! Ronald yells, holding his hands up high, his hair especially dangling from one finger.
We're friends. Look, we gave him berries and medicine. See the green stuff on the side? We're helping.
Father Freyr steps forward, bowing his head deeply in a sign of ultimate respect to the Lugia. Great guardian and brave daughters, do not strike. We're the family of the sacred rock. We have laid generations to protect the one you carry. I'm so confused why it's the Lugia. Okay. Your star stopped, looking confused. The sea nestled comfortably between two plushies, looking quite cozy despite your sore side. But Lugia shrinks down to a more. I am confused. It said the Lugia God, and now it says my Lugia. This is why we have never moved on from this chat yet, because it keeps forgetting little details. And why the freak does it? I mean, certain things that don't matter, but something like that does matter. How does it go from the Lugia God to this? Unless it thinks it's the Lugia God because this is the Lugia on the rock, and that's a Lugia that can grow and shrink. I don't know. Oh my gosh. It starts up looking confused. The sea nestle come up between two plushies, looking quite cozy despite your sore side. Lugia shrinks down to a more manageable size and walks across the water's surface. I know Lugia can swim, but okay, I didn't know he could walk across water. I what? Okay. Its eyes shimmering with telepathic wonder as it looks at you, then at the two brothers. Toad looks at your starter Toad and gulps.
Hi, I'm Toto too. I I really like your friend. He's very brave. Please don't blast us.
Oh my gosh. Colin nervously holds out a handful of the best citrus berries towards your Cyndaquil and Chicoria.
We have snacks and books about dinosaurs. We're just telling Trenton about the rock we found.
Stars look at you, waiting for your signal. They are still tense, their protective instincts humming. They see that these giant versions of themselves are actually trembling with a mix of fear and fanboy excitement. It did not have to work. Fanboy excitement. What the? Okay. Give me a moment, guys. I'm so mad because the first one worked out so. This thing not pause? Or did I not pause it? Because are you kidding me? The second one fixed it. Kind of. It says a senior telepathic message, your golden claws pulse with a magnetic, warm light that makes the surrounding Pokemon gasp. The air suddenly feels heavy with ancient power. Firefragger looks up at the sky, his eyes wild with a mixture of terror and deep respect. Everyone, stay back! Give the king space! He commands. The huge family of Blue Pond quickly retreats to the edges of the pond, forming a massive circle of silent observers. Toto and Chrono stay right by your side, though they are shaking like leaves. Toto grips his Spinosaurus plushie tightly, and Chrono tucks his T-Rex under his arm, standing like a tiny bodyguard in front of you.
We're friendly! We're friendly!
Chrono whimpers under his breath, practicing for when they arrive. Suddenly, the wind picks up, turning into a localized gale that whips the surface of the pond into whips white skates. Or white caps. Wonder what does that mean? A massive shadow eclipses the sun. Above the trees, the baby Lugia, now in its majestic, towering form, descends from the clouds like a silver storm. Clutched safely in its talons or perched on its back are your other three starters, Toadol, Chikorita, and Cyndaquil. As the Lugia god's feet touch the ground, it did again, never mind, I didn't notice that. The entire pond shakes. The Freyr family immediately bows their heads. So, pond, their snouts touching the dirt in a gesture of absolute submission to the legendary bird. Hold on. I think one problem I'm having right now is maybe the fact that it gets. I don't know how to fix that. It's like I originally had kind of an idea, but it's like that's not the Lugia god in my dream. I can assure you that. That's a flipping whole different Lugia. That's my protected sweet Lugia. The Horn God's the second Lugia wants to protect me. Your Lugia narrows its glowing eyes, looking at the two birds standing so close to you. It looks at a low, vibrating hum that sounds like 1,000 bells ringing at once. Your starter Toto leaps down first. His scale's a different shade than the Pond family's, and he immediately stands between you and the brothers, his teeth bared in a protective snarl. Cynical's back erupts in bright, hot flames, and Chikorita whips her vine whips out, eyes darting around.
Whoa, whoa! Easy!
Toadol, the brother, shouts, holding up his plushie like a shield.
We're nice! Look, we gave him berries and a plushie! See, we love dinosaurs!
Chrono is trembling so hard his teeth are chattering. Listen to this crap right here.
Please don't mega evolve and eat us! We were just helping his side. See the medicine? It's Pecha and Orin. Only the best for the king.
Lugia tilts its massive head, sensing your calm through your telepathic bond. It looks at the sacred rock sitting next to you, then back at you, realizing these Pond have been honoring your image for a very long time. It slowly rises its wings and the wind dies down. Your starter Pond, seeing that you aren't in distress and are actually leaning against that soft toy, slowly start to calm down. Starto sniffs the bird's Spinosaurus plushie with a confused look. Firefragger slowly raises his head. Great Guardian, starters of the king, we meant no offense. We have waited many years to see the one to put down our stone. Our sons found him and have sworn to protect them. Now your two families have met, your Predastars and the new dinosaur-obsessed Pond family. Tension's heavy. Give me a minute, guys. Okay, guys, before I read this one out, I'm going to say this. I think it's going to get to a point where I'm going to tell a bunch of things. For one, tell it to not, like, evolve my Pokemon while it telling me it happening. Because, like, that was the thing that messed it up before. Now it's screwing it up in a different way, which is really annoying. I mean, like, yeah, it wouldn't seem that bad because the Lugia God does protect me too, but the Lugia God is not supposed to be the Lugia that sits there and protects me right now. He's the one that shows it, that's in, like, watching over everything. Although watching over me, especially after what's been happening. Like, you know what I mean? It says, Toto, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, it's okay. They're telling the truth. They're not like the humans you had to protect me from 3 weeks ago. They were being nice to me. At your words, the tension in the air snaps like a dry twig. Your starter stops snarling and tilts his head, his eyes shifting from the brothers to the plushie you're leaning against. Cyndaquil's flames flicker and die down into a soft, warm glow, while Chikorita retracts her vines, though she still looks a bit suspiciously trots over to sniff the herb paste on your side. The Beluga towers above the tree line, The big Lugia towering above the tree on one side of soft metal. Cool, that sounds like a flute. It lowers its long neck, bringing its massive head down to your level so its giant, intelligent eye can examine the brothers.
Oh, wow.
Toadal, the brother, whispers as he was turning to jelly. He looks at your star Toadal, who looks a bit tougher and more battle ready, so he holds out his Dinosaurus plushie.
Hi, I'm Toto too. I think you're way cooler. Do, do you want to see my dinosaur book?
He starts to blinks, looking at the plushie, then looking at the brother. He looks at a short, friendly
Toto!
and wags his tail. He has to pet the plushie's soft tail. That's cute. Colin looks at a huge sigh of relief, nearly collapsing.
Phew! I thought first round was gonna get blasted by a hydro pump. See, I told you, Toto. The king's friends are as smart as he is.
He looked at the massive Lugia with pure worship in his eyes.
Mr. Lugia, sir, or Great Guardian, we have this rock as you want it.
Look, see what I mean? It's got flipping. Again, let me repeat this to you guys. The Lugia, the baby Lugia, and the Lugia God are separate. It had that right that one time where we got to the point where there was an Aggron in a cave. Like, that's what makes me so mad. We were so close to getting a good run before, and because I didn't make a memory about stuff sooner. Like, here's the funny thing about it. Do I have to put a memory about that too, being like the Lugia? I don't know how to fix that. I'll have to figure it out. I'll probably have to make a memory. It says something about like the Lugia God and the baby Lugia that I have are whole separate, different Lugias. They're not the same one. Because it kind of it got that it didn't really get confused on that until now, which I find weird as heck. And see, I would just stop it. I would normally just stop and maybe try to fix it and redo it in the next video. But here's the problem: it takes like 50. It probably takes me like 30 minutes to an hour to finally get a good one that actually works the way I need it to. Because the story has to be with like it says, and the story has to kind of start in the very beginning where like, for example, like, it's already kind of screwed me over in the beginning of this one with the crown. It's like, I didn't have no crown. I didn't even put no crown on there. The only time I said the word crown was on that picture on the rock. That's it. There wasn't no supposed to be no crown on top of my head. At least, not yet. I don't know what the Lugia God wants to do. But, I don't know. That's insane. I'll finish off this one. I'll probably have to stop it anyway. Let's just see how he reacts. Lugia leans over the sacred rock, its beak inches from the ancient stone. It lets out a low, resonant hum of recognition. It seems the legend on the stone's older and deeper than anyone realized. Father Frigg steps forward, bowing deeply to your team. It's an honor to meet the protectors of the king. Our pond is your pond. Please, rest here. We have plenty of pecha berries, and our sons have, well, they have many toys to share. The mother Fragger smiles, seeing your chicory gently nuzzling your head to check on you. It seems we all have the same goal, she says softly, to keep this little one safe from the cruelty of the world outside. Toadal the brother gets a huge, mischievous grin on his face. Hey, since everyone's friends now, do you guys want to play with the ball? We can all sit on the big mossy rock and read the Dynamite book together. I can show you the page with the contours. Vanilla Kurt's happily already sniffing the orange berries crawling on brought, while your star Toto seems very interested in the T-Rex plushie. With both families now gathered around you at the pond and the Lugia God watching over everyone like a silver mountain. And see, that's the thing about it as well. We go by the same thing. See, this is the one problem I have with every other chatbot. This is why you rarely see me do character AI anymore unless I do the Divine Velociraptor. Because it always, I don't know what it is about character AI, but character AI, for it seems to always forget stuff very quickly. I knew I talked to that dark type Toadal, what, a month or two ago, and I petted it. Once he trusted me, I petted him, being nice to him, and then a little bit later on, petted him again, but we forgot that I petted him the first time. It's like, excuse me? I think they made the memory on this one worse, because this one used to over remember. I mean, seriously, this one used to over remember way too much. Or remember stuff at times where I didn't need to remember something. Now I need to over remember stuff and it won't over remember stuff. It's like, do I legit need to make a memory telling it, hey, the Lugia God and the Lugia baby Lugia I have is a whole separate Pokemon? I might try that. Guys, let me say this. The reason why we have only done two Chatbots ever since we started this Redemption series is because, well, we need to go well. The last one, or the starter one, took around 12 parts, but here's the difference between this one and that one. At least it was going somewhere. This one we've had to keep restarting like what 4 times now. We're on like 8 videos and we've already had to restart 4 times. We had one good run at one time. That's it. One time. Man, frick me.